Hey guys, I am starting a writing vlog and I'm very excited to do one because I haven't really done a proper one in a few months here, I believe. Today is Saturday, so there are some things I want to try to get done. It is around 11:15. I got up a couple hours ago, but then I was just really screwing around on YouTube, just watching videos that I haven't been catching up on, so that I feel like I wasted time there. I'm going to get 1,000 words in on Cruel Family, and then I'm going to start getting ready to go to the grocery store because I have no food in my apartment. I also need to clean my apartment. When I get back, I'm going to start switching gears on to Pair Prides, which you're probably wondering, where am I at with Pair Prides? Well, before this video goes up, I will have my retreat video that goes up. And I didn't really talk too much about what I was working on and stuff while I was on the retreat. Last month, I had this goal of finishing the first act. And at first, I didn't think I made it because what I thought was the end of Act 1 was actually going into Act 2, basically. So now, thinking back, yes, I did complete reworking Act 1. But as you can see, it is now March. So what did I do actually during February? Not a lot. Not a lot. So I did not actually complete Act 2 at all during February. I was kind of struggling a lot, and this is kind of what happens, I feel like, where I'm like so pumped, I'm like getting at it, I'm doing it, and then I just kind of hit a wall, and then I don't want to work on anything. So then I didn't work on Pair Prides for like 3 weeks. It was really helpful for me because once I finished what I thought was the act of Act 1, I gave it to Amanda, who's my longtime critique partner. She's the most familiar with Pair Prides, and I had her read it. And then we were talking about it a lot and everything, and then I realized that I actually finished Act 1. I was actually writing Act 2, which was what I gave her. So that made me feel a lot better once I realized, oh, the end of Act 1 is actually here instead of here. I was just kind of all over the place with my feelings. Over here, I also need to clean my living room, but over here I have Save the Cat Writes a Novel, and I have been like matching up the beat sheets with different things that have been going on in Pair Prides. I feel a lot better with where I'm at now. I just need to write it. I also need to go back and revise Act 1 again, but not very much. It's just the notes that Amanda gave me that will make the story stronger, and I agree with everything that she was saying to me, and we kind of brainstormed together and came up with some really cool things that I can add into the book. This shows the importance of having a really great critique partner, because if I didn't talk to her, I had this huge breakthrough with one of my characters, Micah, and like her whole backstory, and I wouldn't have had that at all if I hadn't been talking to her about everything. So it's so imperative that you guys find like an awesome critique partner that really gets your writing and your story and everything like that. One of the things that I've been really struggling with is the relationship between Micah and Galena. They're best friends, but they have known each other since they were 8. So they've known each other about 9 or 10 years now. Not only are they best friends, but they were raised kind of like sisters. And Amanda pointed it out, and I totally understand it, is the relationship feels like it doesn't have layers. And one of the reasons is because I don't have a sister. Well, I have a stepsister, but she doesn't really count. But I have grown up with step-siblings, and I was raised with step-siblings, but I don't really have a relationship with any of my step-siblings anymore. It's difficult for me to have that kind of write those layered relationships. I can't figure out what's wrong with it. But then I was writing Cruel Family this week, and my main character, Valentina, she has this really great relationship with her cousin, and I don't have that problem with them. So it's like I just don't understand, because I feel like her relationship with her cousin has so many layers to it. Well, I know I can write complicated familial relationships, but it's just not translating well with Pair Prides, and I'm not quite sure why it's not coming together. It's not clicking yet. Do a little bit more work on that before I fully move on to Act 2, which, spoiler alert, I'm rewriting Act 2 completely. So I've been in denial. I don't want to ever say it out loud, but I am basically rewriting Pair Prides. But I'm trying not to like view it as like how I rewrote Sharp Hollows, because with Pair Prides, this is only the 3rd draft. So it's not that much of a hit for me to like be rewriting huge chunks of this book. But for Sharp Hollows, it was, because I was about 5 or 6 drafts in before I decided that everything was wrong and I had to redo it. but it is still so, like, just, it's a huge, like, mountain I feel like I'm looking up. Everything I've been thinking of so far of how to rewrite this is all for the better, so I'm excited for these new scenes that I will be writing, but also at the same point, I'm like, am I making it better or am I just making it different? So that's like one of the things I'm like really struggling with right now, is whether the changes I've been making are for the better of the book or if it's just a different way to view the story. I need to brainstorm Act 2, definitely. Because I have some really great ideas that I'm really excited to get to. Act 2 is all part of the journey part of the story, and I love journey stories. I'm gonna start writing. I'm only gonna write about 1,000 words because that's all I really want to commit to right now this morning, so I can start getting ready and stuff. One of the things about Cruel Family that I love the most is actually the playlist that I have made for it. I have like never been this intense about a playlist. I do have playlists for all my projects, but my favorite one hands down is the one I've created for Cruel Family. It's just, it fits the entire tone of the story, and I just love it so much. I don't have Spotify, I use Amazon. So I'll link my playlist down below. I think you can still view it even if you don't have the Amazon streamer. It just makes me so pumped to write Cruel Family when I'm listening to it.
We can't go back, we can't go to the other side, where dreams can come alive, come alive, come on. We can't fall back, we can't move back into the dark with ashes in.
It is quite later in the day. It's now 3:30. I guess it's not too bad. It just looks like it's like 5 o'clock outside because it's been raining all day, which I still did my hair, so I put on a hat to kind of shield it from the rain when I'm walking into the grocery store. But I wrote about 1,075 words. Thinking back, I probably should just push to get that 1.1 thousand, but I did what I had to do. Started getting ready and stuff, so I now am heading out to the grocery store, just gonna get a few things and probably get Chinese food, because the grocery store that I go to has like a Chinese thing inside there, and their Chinese is really good. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now today. I really want some crab rangoons and some fried rice and some chicken. Just started raining harder. I think I missed my opportunity to rush to my car. Another Midwest thing, and maybe you can relate. So it's like 35 degrees out, which is cold, but in Midwest temperature, 35 is now considered like 45-degree weather. We're so used to the cold for temperatures below zero that once it hits that 35, which is very cold, we all suddenly start thinking we can wear sweatshirts and shorts and stuff outside. So I think I'm just gonna go out with my sweatshirt on. When I get back, I am going to go over my notes for what I need to incorporate in this Act 1, do that, and then I really want to brainstorm for Act 2 before I go to sleep tonight. So that's on the agenda for the rest of the day. Let's hope I can stick to it.
From the deep sea to the moon, we can change the tide. Tonight we come alive, come alive, come on. We can stand down, we can go back into the dark with ashes in our hearts.
So it is Sunday, and I just realized that daylight savings time thing happened, so we jumped forward an hour. You know, it explains a lot. I haven't really noticed it, which is surprising, but last night I started watching The Americans, which is the latest show I'm binge watching on my 2019 2BW list. I swear I looked at the clock and it was like 1:48, and I watched an episode, and then I looked at my clock again and it was 3 a.m. And at the time I'm like, whoa, did I watch 2 episodes? Like, what's going on here? But that explains. That's when the switch happened. And yeah, so I didn't go to sleep until around 3 o'clock in the morning this morning. No regrets, because now I'm almost done with season 1. I did end up brainstorming Act 2 last night, so that was a good check off my list. It's not an outline, it's just like, this is what I think should happen somehow in Act 2, and it's the journey part of the act, and I think I talked about that earlier. I just need to start streamlining them into an outline, because I don't want to pants this act at all, or else I feel like I'm going to get further and further away. Today is Sunday and we have a NovelTea live show. And this one's gonna be all about characters, which is perfect timing because I feel like that's what I'm really having to work on with this draft. Another huge thing I need to do today is I need to edit my retreat vlog. I'm excited to show you guys the retreat vlog, so it's already up by the time this video is up. I'm hoping in this next hour to get at least 2 chapters done. I think I can insert what I need to insert in the 2 chapters within an hour. So I'm about an hour out from the NovelTea show, but I thought I would do an update of what I've been doing all afternoon, I guess. Kind of got stuck right before I started revising because I realized I needed to come up with a character name for a major character. It's ironic that we're talking about character creation today for the NovelTea show, but when it comes to like major characters, I can't ever just throw up like a name bracket while I'm writing. I can do that for minor characters or people that I name that are only in one scene, but I absolutely cannot do that for major characters in the story. I need to come up with their name because to me their name really influences their personality and how I write them. So I did tentatively come up with a name for this character. So technically I could start writing or revising. I really like the last name, which is kind of the most important. I needed something really that kind of evoked like a visceral like reaction, like yes, that's a badass. So came up with the last name, have a few options for the first name, which isn't as important for me, at least in the beginning here, but I definitely needed that last name to set the tone for that character. Did do that. So that is an accomplishment on some level. But the next like 50 minutes before the show starts, I'm actually going to start editing my writing retreat vlog because I just kind of filmed like an intro, so you'll see me in this outfit again very soon. For the rest of the night I can spend on revising, which I totally plan on doing. It is 6:15 and I just finished editing my vlog, my writing retreat vlog. So I'm hungry. I'm gonna make a sandwich probably, and then I think I'm gonna watch one episode of The Americans because I feel very obsessive right now about that show. And then finally get back to revising because I haven't really done a lot of writing today, have I? I mean, I guess I brainstormed. I found a character name, all very important stuff. So surprisingly, I wish I was still working on the book, but it's 10 o'clock and I need to call it a night because I need to start getting ready for bed and getting a good night's rest for work in the morning. I don't know if I'm just tired, but I really like what I did. I ended up revising 2 chapters, but I'm not like tearing these chapters apart. I'm basically just adjusting and adding in lines that are necessary to lay out some groundwork, whether that be like for the character relationships or character backstory, personality, just little things that make you better understand the character and the plot. I really like what I did with chapter 2. Chapter 1 is the problem child of all problem childs. I like it, but I'm focusing too much on the hook for people to keep reading instead of the character. So chapter 1 has just always been so hard for me, and it continues to be really hard for me. I'm just trying to figure it out. That's a problem for another day. I'm just gonna keep moving on. I'm excited to continue working on this tomorrow. I just feel better about it. So I feel like I'm ending this writing vlog on a very high note for me, despite not finishing the first act. I feel like I got a better handle on these minor changes that I'm just trying to clean up before I keep pushing through Act 2. So with that, I'm going to close out the vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna be doing more writing vlogs. Like the next, I don't know, probably the next like 3 videos I upload will all be writing vlogs, just because I miss the accountability that the writing vlogs gave me, and it's been a while since I've done like a writing vlog. I feel like the last one I did was back in January. If you're new here, my name is Lainey and I make videos on books and writing. Very heavy on the writing, if I do say so myself. If you like what you see, you should definitely subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.